Hey guys, this is the Betamax Man here, and again I apologize for not being here with you the last couple months. I haven't been making any videos. I do not know what happened to my camcorder. My camcorder is missing, and I couldn't do any videos using my cell phone because my cell phone has a broken screen. And not only is the screen broken, but the touch screen is not working either. So I don't even have a working cell phone at this point in time. But I probably will just go in and get an upgrade on my phone and just get an upgrade. But anyway, I did borrow a camcorder from my brother. So he has graciously let me use it for the weekend, so I can make this video. So it's about 9:30 at night, and I'm gonna start working on this thing, and we'll throw a little light on here. So this is a really awesome machine. This is one of my favorite machines, SuperBeta HiFi machines that NEC made. Now, those of you that may not know, NEC made both beta and VHS, and in fact, back in the 80s, they used to do a commercial that would tell you, hey, you have a choice. You can buy a VHS or you can buy a beta from us. We make both systems. And they did do a commercial on that, bragging about how they made both systems. So whatever system you wanted to buy, you could. Whatever format it was that you wanted, whether it was beta or VHS, well, they had a machine for you. This is a NEC. This is a VCN-65EU. This is a SuperBeta HiFi. As you can see, the logo there, SuperBeta HiFi. The reason I've done videos on my channel before on these, and I love them. They're, this one I bought because it's gonna go into my personal stash, my personal collection of betas. I got this off eBay, and seller wanted something like $95, and I sent him a offer of $65, and he didn't take it. And here weeks and weeks are going by, and he still got it up for sale. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to try one more time to see if he'll accept any kind of an offer. And I'm going to increase my offer from 65 to 75. So basically, I shot a $75 offer. He accepted, and I think the shipping might have been $30 or $40 shipping, and which was okay. I don't mind paying a little bit more money than I normally do for broken machines, and mainly because this particular one that I wanted to have in my personal collection, because the other ones have sold or gotten rid of. So I wanted one again, and I wanted one in my personal collection. Why do I like this particular NEC so much? The VCN-65EU. Why do I love it so much? Because this has the capability of recording in beta 1, 2, or 3. It does not record in the original beta 1. However, it will record in beta 1S. Now Beta 1S, which was a 5.6 megahertz band mode, and then you had the 6.0, which was the Beta 1 super high band. Well, this machine will do Beta 1S, which is the Beta 1 Super, the 5.6 megahertz. So this will record in Beta 1 Super Beta. It will give you a resolution of about 300 lines. So you get about 300 lines of resolution with Beta 1S. Beta 1 SHB, you're getting probably 320, 310 to 320 on the super high band, but this will only record in the Beta 1 Super. So it will also play back Beta 1S, but it will play back the original Beta 1. So I can put Beta 1 tapes in this thing and it'll play them. This is the only NEC Beta machine that would play back Beta 1. There is no other NEC Beta that will play Beta 1. All the other models will not play Beta 1 because they figured that Beta 1 was useless, right? A lot of the other manufacturers such as Sanyo and Toshiba and NEC did not think that Beta 1 was going to be something that people wanted, because Beta 1 will only give you 1 hour, and most everybody knew that you wanted to record in Beta 2 because you can get 2 hours. Well, with the extra extended length tapes, you can get up to like an hour and 45 minutes. If you have an L830 in Beta 1, you can get an hour and about 45 minutes. So, pretty cool. This machine came to me with no screws. So the screws were missing. It's very, very dirty. There's a lot of scratches. I did clean it, wipe it down real quick with some Lysol. However, there's still some dirt and stuff on it. In fact, my kitty cats have been walking on it because you can see the footprints from the cats. See those footprints? So I'm gonna wipe it down again and clean it again. But anyway, this camera doesn't give me as wide of a picture as the other one. Like the zoom on this is pretty close up. Like with just the regular camera itself wants to zoom in a lot closer than my Sony did. My Sony, I could have the camera out, close to it, and still see all the image that I, the zoom is kind of different on this machine, on this camera, but that's okay as long as I can make a video and talk to you guys. And it's just been a while since I've been doing any kind of new videos or anything like that. But okay, we're gonna go ahead and take the top off. And let's get a we'll get a tape here. I've got some tapes that there's Beverly Hills Cop. I do got it plugged in to the TV, so just in case this thing will do any kind of imagery, we'll be able to see it. So let's go ahead and plug this sucker in, shall we? And this has got some cool features, so. Alright, that's good. We got a clock display. Let's see, do we have a power light? Yes, we do. Alright. Now, I have played with this a little bit when I first got it, but let me show you what it'll do here. There's some things that it's going to need. It's going to need some lubrication and some new belts and things like that. Okay, well, for one thing that I'm noticing, it doesn't want to acknowledge that it has finished the loading cycle. It's not finishing the loading cycle because it's supposed to okay. Let's try it again. Yeah, see, it doesn't want to finish. It's not finishing the thread cycle. Alright, well, there's a switch that's not working or not getting activated. So let me show you the switch. So this is a switch. Come on, focus, focus. There's a switch here, right by my thumb here. This little switch is what gets activated. Yeah, this is a very cheap camcorder. This camcorder is not very good camcorder. So I'm going to activate this switch, and that should finish its threading cycle. So let's do that. Okay, so when I hit that switch, now it's finished the loading cycle. Oh, it doesn't want to move, does it? It won't even move, so let's go ahead. Now the cassette basket's not down all the way, that's why it wouldn't play. Yeah, so you can see that the tape here has went slack. The tape's not being put back into the cassette, so it's the take-up reel that has a problem, and the take-up reels do tend to have issues. So, and due to the fact that this camera is really cheap and it doesn't zoom in very good, I was trying to show you guys what it was doing, but yeah, this camera is not very good at all, unfortunately. But at least I can do a video and show you guys for me fixing another one. So let's see if we can get it to eject. And that belt is really getting bad now. So that belt cannot not working very well, but let's just try it again. Tape may not be going back down all the way. I think that's another issue. So we're not getting tape's not going in all the way down, and that's, I think, some of the issue as to why the tape's not going back into the cassette. You see how it's doing that again? It's spewing out the tape and it's not. Alright, let's forward it. It will fast forward. It will not rewind. So we've got a problem there. So we have a problem with rewind. We have a problem with the tape not being put back into the cassette as it's playing. So our capstan motor is working. And our capstan motor is working. How do I know that? Because we have an image on the screen. And because the tape is being shot out here, that tells me that the capstan is turning. And you can see the pinch roller turning. That's how I know the capstan is working. But can't get it to see. Now it's doing it. See, sometimes it'll put the tape back into the cassette, sometimes not. Now, our other problem that we have is, why isn't the switch getting activated when we put a cassette in? So let's just try and determine as to what that is, because I do wonder. Oh, yep, it's not putting the tape fully back in. Here we go. So let's go ahead and well, it is moving, but not far enough. It's not moving far enough to do anything. So if I give it a little help, it'll complete the loading cycle. So I think we just need to do a really good servicing on this machine, and I think it'll work. I'm also wondering if the tape is sticking to the drum. Now, I haven't cleaned anything. I have not cleaned the heads. I have not cleaned any of the control track. I haven't cleaned the capstan or nothing. I did literally nothing to it. How it is what it's doing now. We're going to get this fixed. This is going to be something that we can get up and going fairly quickly without too much issues. We don't appear to have any kind of electrical issue or nothing like that. I don't see any problems with the electronics. I'm just seeing mainly mechanical issues is what I'm seeing here. I think we are going to need to do some replacement capacitors for the reel table motor. Those capacitors do fail, and those will cause these machines to not put the tape back into the cassette. If you've got a situation where the tape is loaded and when you hit play it starts to engage and then disengages, so sometimes your capstan may not be working, but if your capstan is working and you're not being able to play, it may be the reel table motor. So these do typically have mechanical issues. They don't have too many electronic issues. I've encountered one of these that I've had some electronics issues, but most of the time these particular ones, this particular model, it's mainly always going to be mechanical, mainly. Now these NECs have just as good of a picture as Sony's. Why do I say that? Because the video heads are made by Sony themselves. Sony makes not only the video heads, the head drum assembly, so this whole entire video head drum assembly is made from Sony. So Sony did help manufacture some of the parts that goes into this. NEC uses their own parts. They also use parts from other electronics companies, obviously. So, but yeah, these are great machines. When these machines are working correctly, they can give you just as good of a picture as a Sony one would. So these NECs are actually fairly easy to work on. They're not hard at all. They're not complicated. They have a very similar design to the 711D. There are some characteristics of a 711D. The belts need to be replaced. All the lubrication has dried up in it. So I'm on the bottom here. Got the panel off, got the screws off of the circuit board. This is the servo board over here. And then this does the audio, and then the board underneath this does the video. So, but this is the servo board that we're working on. So this is very good. This makes me happy because it looks like at least nobody has been into the bottom end of this thing. Because when you buy a machine off eBay where the screws are missing, basically, you know that somebody's been messing around with it that may not know what they're doing. So I'm happy to see the factory cover for the video heads and the capstan is still there. Well, somebody has been into this because the two screws on the bottom are missing. And what I'm finding out here, there's a plastic mounting tab that the screw goes into is completely broken off on the left side here. And on the right side, it's pretty well mangled up and it's in bad shape. So I'm going to have to figure out something that I can do to remedy that situation, and that might be why the reel table motor wasn't working that well, is because it wasn't fully seated into place. But we're going to go ahead and take a look-see at the reel table motor assembly here, and we're going to see if I think I can just unplug it, and that will allow me access to the reel table motor, because if I unplug it, then I can just, I'm free to work on it without having to hold this board up. Okay, so here is the reel table motor. So one of these switches is a tape insertion switch, and the other switch is for recording. This one more than likely is the record tab switch, and I'm inclined to think that this is the tape insertion switch, which will clean both of those switches, and will clean the solenoid switches as well. I'm going to do a visual inspection here. The tape tensioner seems to be working okay. Here is the brake system, which is a little different from Sony. Sony had a little bit different way of for the reel table motor. Anyway, I'm just trying to see if there is any problems with the reels here. I'm not seeing any problems as far as like being stuck or not working very good. But so this is the little pancake motor here, and it's got coils, of course. This particular idler motor assembly here is made by Sony. In fact, it's still got the Sony chip right there. It's got a little Sony chip, but this camera is not focusing at all. This is definitely a cheap camcorder, because there's a reason why these camcorders are $100, because they can't do much. They can't even zoom in, so I don't like this camera, but at least it's something that I can use so I can do a video for you guys. But anyway, this is pretty typical idler motor assembly here. So a lot of times, sometimes I'll see these gears, the idler gear will develop a crack, and it'll cause problems with playback. First thing I'm going to do is just kind of move the motor back and forth just to see if we're getting any kind of problems, resistance with the actual movement of the idler. And also these have, there should be a little sensor that detects the rotation of the idler. So these little silver strips on the edges of the reel is basically, this is kind of how it tells the machine if the reel is moving or not. This is a little tiny detector that basically, if it senses that the reel is not turning, then it will go into automatic shutdown. But you can see that there's a little bit of dirt on there, so I'm going to do some cleaning. We'll do some cleaning, and we'll take the reels off, we'll clean them. I'm going to clean the posts here and put some oil on there and get some oil and re-lubricate these reels, making sure that that these are going to work okay. And I think Sony has a little bit better design than NEC. I mean, obviously NEC used a lot of Sony parts. So this is the solenoid for the brake on this particular reel. So we're looking at the take-up reel. This is the problem that this is where the problem lies, is at the take-up reel. Of course, we've also got a problem with rewind as well. So I do want to take the idler off, do a visual inspection on the gears, because like I said, sometimes they tend to crack, cause issues. But I'm not seeing any issues when I manually move the reels back and forth. So I'm just wondering if these capacitors have failed, because these are 47 microfarad caps, and they're probably, yeah, they're 60. They should be a 16 volt 16 at 47. I don't think I have any 16s, but I do got some 25s left, so I can just use some 25 volt ones. And so we'll just replace these 4 capacitors, but let's go ahead and I'm just going to do a check on the, let's get my multimeter here. And I'm going to check out these caps and see if there's a problem in those caps. And these are those really shitty ELNA capacitors. So you can see that one of the mounting screws, so there's a screw that goes in the back, and this is the mounting tab that's broken. So we're going to have to re-glue that mounting tab. Yeah, wow. Yeah, there's a lot of problems here. And also I'm gonna either buy a new camcorder or try to find my other one. Well, my suspicions are correct. These capacitors are bad. Yeah, you can see the screw here. This screw is still there, but the mounting tab is completely broke off. So I'm going to have to remount that. And that screw was missing. So somebody had been into this thing and probably didn't know how to repair it. And, or just didn't know what they were doing and, figured that they might give up on it because they couldn't get it going. And then they sell it up on eBay for sale. So whoever worked on this previously probably didn't have much knowledge on certain things, and so probably just thought they could fix it, but they realized that didn't have enough knowledge and abandoned the project. Or somebody knew what it was going to take and didn't want to mess with it. So, but I'm assuming by the broken tabs and stuff like that, and the screws missing, it was somebody that took it apart that didn't know what the hell they were doing, and basically made it worse. So, alright, let's get this thing serviced. I'm going to go ahead and service the reel table motor now. We'll replace the capacitors after I get the servicing done. So I've already done countless videos on how to service the reel table motor, but you want to clean all the switches. You want to clean the posts and put some oil, 3-in-1 oil, on both of the posts where the reels, because that's where the reels turn on, right? I mean, these reels, they turn, and they're sitting on top of the post here. So, but this is very dry. I can feel it's very, very dry. So the lubrication is dried up, and that's another reason why it's having trouble moving the tape, getting the tape to move back into the cassette, because it's completely bone dry. I've got the reel table motor assembly apart, got the reels off, got the motor out, got the idler out here, so we're doing a lubrication, and look how dirty the Q-tip was. That Q-tip was really, really dirty on, because I just used it. Got all the old dried up grease off of there, or oil, I mean, not grease, but oil. We're going to re-oil everything and clean this. This is the little pancake motor for the idler. This is the idler, and I'm not seeing any cracks or anything like that. So it just needs a good service. So we'll get going on that here in just a little bit. So I'm going to finish servicing this. I'm going to replace the capacitors. the caps are leaking.